guys, guess what? It's Sunday. And before you guys ask, I'm going to answer your question. My laundry is hanging up inside the house because I don't like bugs. Okay. So don't mind it. Let's do a brief update. Okay, let's be normal for a second here. Earlier this week, we all got together, some of the exchange students, and we had a pizza party. Pizza. And I have a picture of it. It was pretty cool. Pizza in Japan is actually really different than pizza in America. So this was the best we could do. We actually made it with little hot dogs, sausages, and ketchup for the sauce. And the cheese was pizza cheese, but it was on a piece of toast and we put it in our little toasters. It was fun and interesting. I also did purikura again. I went out with my friend for a bike ride. And we did this. Also, I went to yakitori for the first time, and it was good. We went because it was a friend's birthday, and we were celebrating. Other than that, I've just been doing my usual things around here, like running and reading and whatever. I've also been trying to plan a small trip because I won't go on another big trip for like 2 weeks. I guess I could tell you guys that too. It's official. The tickets have been purchased and hotels have been booked. I am going somewhere that's very touristy and big in Japan in, I guess, less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I think I wanted to wait till next Sunday to tell you, but I'm not. Oh well. So why don't you guys guess? Guess where I'm going? I won't tell you till next week. I also have a funny story to tell you guys. I think it's funny anyway. The last time Kazuya was here, he brought this big bar of Willy Wonka chocolate, like this big, and it's got caramel inside, like this cookie stuff, and we were gonna share it when he was here, but he had to leave early, and so we didn't have time to eat it. So I was like, okay, well, the next time that you're here, we'll share it together. I'll just keep it, or whatever. He's like, oh no, it's fine. You can eat some of it. And I was like, okay. Well, I thought I'd still save some for him. Well, every day I was taking one and eating it, taking another, and I was like, oh yeah, eat half the bar and it's fine. Rest is for him. Well, before I knew it, I was down to 3 of the little cubes. And I was like, what have I done? And so I thought, well, that's fine. I'll just finish the chocolate and then buy a new one, and he'll never know I ate it all, right? So I ate the rest of the chocolate. Well, I went looking at stores for this huge special chocolate bar, and I could not find them anywhere. Not in my grocery store, not in the specialty stores, not anywhere. Even when I went to Ube, I checked in the mall there, nothing. So I freaked out. I was like, oh, I'm doomed. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. So I ended up telling him the whole story, and I felt so bad that I ate all the chocolate. How fat is that anyway? And he was just laughing at me hysterically. I'm sitting there like depressed. And not only did I eat the whole chocolate bar, that's sad, but I was supposed to save it for him. He just laughed and said it was okay, and I thought that was it. But this week I went with a friend to Yume Town, and by accident I found the chocolate bar. And I lit up like a firework. I flipped out. I couldn't believe my luck, but at the same time, I was so upset I didn't find it before I told him. I could have gotten away with it. He was also laughing and saying, he was like, I can't believe you were going to deceive me. It wasn't really a lie. I was gonna buy the chocolate again. Oops. So, last week, Takoyaki World 100,000 asked me, what has surprised me about Japan? And actually, this was really hard for me to answer. I was thinking, and honestly, I felt like I wasn't so surprised about things. Like, I didn't go around and see something and go, wow, I just didn't know that. I feel like I've been watching things and reading things for so many years, and you know, the world is so connected now, and since I'm studying Japan, I kind of already knew a lot of things. Maybe I didn't know to what extent they were when I got here, but when I got here I wasn't like wow about anything. But I made a list as best as I could, and I'm gonna go over it with you. Living lifestyle habits, maybe? I don't want to say living styles, that is different, but just like daily life things that seem so normal here, but is a little different at home. That sentence didn't make sense. Anyway, for example, I've learned that Japanese people gargle water, cold water, when, like, to prevent getting a cold. I've never heard this. Like, they might go into the house after coming in from outside and just gargle some water, or if they're feeling like they're gonna get sick, they just go get some cold water and gargle it. I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, why are we doing this? Lack of item variety in stores. See, I knew this already, but I didn't know to what extent, and I'm kind of surprised about that, I guess. Things that I would get in the US, I can't get here. And it kind of makes sense. Japan's an island and a lot of things are imported. So, for example, pastas and breads, really there's only one kind. There's a lack of milk. I think there's just normal, like whole milk and then low-fat milk. There's a lack of cheeses. I was actually surprised that I had a more variety of cheese than I thought. They've got wedges of cheese, they've got slices for sandwiches, and they've got pizza cheese, but obviously they don't have Mexican cheeses or sharp cheddar or, you know, nothing. They have lots of fish. Short skirts in winter. This kind of surprised me when I got here. When winter came around, I started to notice almost all of the girls still wore skirts and shorts. And I mean like almost up to their butt cheeks, that short. And I'm thinking, why? It just must be because I'm from America. I think, dang, it's cold outside. I want to be warm and comfortable. But I feel like fashion holds such a... Fashion outrules comfort, maybe? They prefer to look really good than really comfortable. I don't blame them, but at some point, you know, I just have to wear jeans. Vending machines. You guys may have heard that Japan has lots of vending machines, and they do. There are vending machines on like every corner. There are drinks, and there are cigarette vending machines. There's alcohol vending machines I've heard of. I haven't seen them. I've also heard of like really pervert vending machines, but I've never seen those either. But they don't have snack vending machines, which we have a lot of in America, I think. But that also kind of makes sense to me after I think about it, because there are tons of konbinis here. They're everywhere. So you could just go into 7-Eleven and get your snack. Interpretation of foreign foods. Japan has really good food. I've been to a number of restaurants, and anytime I see something foreign, such as spaghettis or pizzas or hamburgers or anything foreign, I think, whoa, what? I know America's interpretation of foreign foods is also not so correct. You know, it's a little different, but I'm familiar with that rather than Japan's. So, coming here and seeing just like eggs on everything, eggs on spaghetti, eggs on pizza, mayonnaise on pizza, corn and broccoli on pizza, and then all the seafood on pizza, that's just a few examples. There are some pretty funny things that I've seen. It's just so strange to me, so that was pretty cool to see. Maybe not so, wow, surprising, but interesting, huh? Also, a lot of their donuts aren't sweet enough for me. America has sweet donuts. But their fast food places, or I've only been to two. I went to KFC too. I've been to KFC, McDonald's, and Moss Burger. I don't remember KFC so much. I think it seemed greasy too, but the McDonald's here and the Moss Burger here were not as greasy as the McDonald's in America, which I liked a lot. Made me like McDonald's a lot better. College. So my classes here compared to those in America are super easy. And I I don't want to say it's just because I'm an exchange student and we don't have hard classes. I saw a poster, it was a project done by a Japanese girl who was studying at my university at home, and it was funny because reading it, all she did was complain about it. She said it was so hard, she's never had to study so much in her life. And so I know it's just not my opinion. I come here and the other exchange students come here and we're thinking, wow, we have a lot of free time. But I don't think that's such a bad thing at all, especially if you're an exchange student, because you come here not only to learn, but you want to travel and experience, so I get more time to do those sorts of things. So it's a good thing. How expensive things are. Again, I wasn't surprised about this. Maybe sometimes surprised. But I knew things were expensive here in Japan. But when I got here and I started paying for everything and bills and just getting started on a new life here, I kind of started to realize I was going to have to tighten my budget. Food is expensive. Clothes are expensive. I really don't buy anything for myself here, and I think before I return home, I'm just going to spend some money, but as of right now, I'm not, because I need to live. My living conditions. I think this actually did surprise me. Before coming here, we had to watch a video. It's like an introduction video, and they showed a tour of the room. I was so excited. The room looked nice and new and just, I was like, oh, it's gonna be great. When I got here, that's not the room I got. We have two buildings. There's the old building and the new building, and guess which one I got put into? Yeah. So, this place is nasty. I have mold in the bathroom, and trust me, I've tried to clean it, but it keeps regrowing. I smell it all the time. There are bugs. Mostly it's just the mold thing, but bugs, cockroaches come in. Not anymore because it's winter, but when it starts getting warmer, I think I'm gonna have to tape up like every crack in my apartment. There was hair from the girl previous to me. There was a crusty ramen noodle on the stove. I was like, what is this? Where did I go? Our washing machines suck. I don't know if it's just we have old washing machines here, but it's not good and I don't like it. I'm used to using a dryer. We have a dryer here, but I don't trust it, so I hang my clothes up and not outside anymore. The stove that I have is only one hot plate, so I can only cook one thing at a time, which makes it difficult. I knew it was going to be small, so that didn't bother me, but yeah. Also, it gets dusty. I always joke that it's dusty because Japan's such an old country. But I've really fixed up this place, and I'm fine living here now, so it's not a problem. But when I got here, it was not what I expected. So, for anyone coming over, be prepared for that. But also, I want to mention to everybody that absolutely your experience will be different than my experience. So I wouldn't take everything I say for 100%. This is just what's happened to me, what's different for me, what surprised me. And even with all of the surprises and differences here, I'm just loving Japan, and I'm so happy to be here. I guess that's it for today. My vlog still feels kind of unorganized to me and long. I'm wanting to make them shorter, but that's okay. I'm still gonna keep going and try to... What was I gonna say? I'm still gonna keep going and try to improve it as we go along. It was nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna go do Zumba now.